and then we'll see that band of rain move through the DMV by around 10, 11, even noon today. As we put it into motion, that will continue through the early afternoon. So we're not set and done with Debby for a couple of hours. And then finally, it will lift out of here early afternoon. And then by the evening, we're in the clear. All right, let's head back. If you're just joining us right now, we're heading up on 5:58. We still have around 17 more minutes of this tornado warned storm that we're watching. It's down towards our south. It's been the same area that we have been watching for the past hour or so. We previously had another warned storm, tornado warned storm, about an hour ago, and it's in the same exact area once again. So it goes to show you we still have that severe weather threat being reintroduced to the area after a lull in the activity overnight, and this has been the area that has been most active. Down towards our south. We saw this tornado warned storm kind of form over Caroline County, and then it moved northward into Charles County and also King George. So that tornado warning is ongoing through about 6:15. Heads up. Thank you, Adam, who has been tracking this out for me with our radar maps. Fairview Beach, you saw this over you a short bit ago. It's still kind of over you for now, at least that rotation on radar showing that. But the storm is moving very quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's already moved out of your area. Heads up, Indian ahead around 6:34, at Woodbridge at 6:40, Mount Vernon around 6:51. This is where the storm will continue to head. If you're located in the track or anywhere north, slightly northeast of where we are seeing the significant rotation, heads up about that just because this storm is moving so fast. So actually the velocity is looking a whole lot more bright right now. I should say brighter right now. If we check in with Adam right now, are you seeing anything out there currently?
Just radar indicated rotation this time, but it is very bright. We have the dark green and the white coming in together, so that is the mixing of the wind, and that's why we do have this tornado warning. Radar indicated this time, so nothing on the ground, but that's why the National Weather Service did indicate this warning that we do have this rotation. We just have to be on guard at this time. Fairview Beach, you are on guard at this time. It could possibly hit Oso at 6:01, Summeret Beach, 6:05, Wellington Beach, 6:07, Grayton, also Nanjimoni, I think that's what it's called. But 6:17, you also have to be on guard with this tornado warned storm too, with the rotation.
All right, thank you, Adam. And just because we've seen really most of this kind of hold together, I'm not going to be surprised if this tornado warning does continue, if not get extended, just because those shades, as Adam was just mentioning, have gotten a little bit brighter. So that kind of signifies that maybe we are seeing some significant rotation with this. It's actually possible that we could see something come out of this rotation, and that's why they did warn this system right there. So again, this tornado warning is ongoing through about 6:15. I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't get extended. If it does, it'll go into areas just north of there. So maybe La Plata might be a little bit far enough out of this track, but here we go. Fairview Beach over you now. Wellington Beach heads up 6:07. Hilltop around 6:23, and the rest of you, if you are in the line of this storm, again, it's moving towards the northeast extremely fast. So let's head back to radar. Again, that box, that's that red shade right there, that red box across the area, that's a tornado watch, which was issued yesterday evening. We had several tornado warnings go into effect late last night, and then we had a break from it overnight. Now we're seeing that severe weather threat, that tornado risk, be reintroduced to the area. So here's a better view of that tornado watch, which is ongoing for the area through about 7 a.m. Areas slightly west of the center low of Debby have been dropped from all of this just because they're in the clear. Areas of West Virginia right there, west of the mountains. Everywhere east, we have that ongoing threat for severe weather. That severe weather risk is really going to be the heavy downpours, the isolated tornadoes, and also the gusty winds. I do want to recap. We have that flood watch, which is ongoing through about 8 o'clock this evening, too. Although the worst of the rain will fall before that. We've already seen a lot of it happen out there. This is still going to be ongoing. Again, some flood warnings popping up, too, mainly across areas that have already seen the heaviest of the rain. Several inches of rainfall that have fallen over the mountains, and that line of heavy rain will continue to move north and northeast. And here we go, Futurecast kind of reiterating that. So that's that heavy line of rain, but that severe weather risk is going to be right out ahead of that. Where we typically see it with tropical systems, we're seeing it early this morning. We're going to watch this line closely, but through about 9, 10 o'clock, we'll have that severe weather risk and that heavy rain threat all the way through about midday. We'll continue to watch that line kind of shift east, northeast. And then I think by the early afternoon, things should start to get a little bit better. And then finally, definitely later on this evening, we'll finally get that clearing out there. So let's head back to that tornado warning once again. If you're just joining us right now, again, this tornado warning is ongoing through about 6:15. I'm not going to be surprised if it does get extended a little bit longer. It's for Charles County right there, that polygon. So if you are located in this area, anywhere around it, I do want to remind you that this is a tropical system that we're dealing with. It's very typical that in this specific part of a tropical system, whether it be a tropical storm, post-tropical depression, or even a hurricane, this is typically where we see the tornado outbreaks. So with a tropical system, the tornadoes, how they kind of work, they'll briefly pop up and they'll briefly go back up. If anything, it just signifies that there's some kind of rotation. There might not be an actual tornado. For this specific one, it's radar indicated. So all the indication goes to show you that there is at least the potential for a tornado. And we're seeing that right here on the velocity as well. You can see kind of the whites and the greens coming together. We still have that darker shade of green right near Fairview Beach. This storm is moving very quickly, so I wouldn't be surprised if it might be a little bit more north of this for sure, towards Wellington Beach. There we go. It looks like it just updated right there. So not surprised with that. It's moving so fast at around 45, 50 miles per hour. If you're located anywhere slightly northeast of where we're seeing this rotation, heads up, you'll probably be in this warning here shortly. Go to the lowest level of your house, away from windows, interior space in your house as well, and we'll keep you updated on everything. So here's where the breakdown of the latest of where things are happening. Around 6:11, heads up Grayton, this storm system will be closer to you. Ironside's around 6:19. Nonetheless, anywhere within Charles County, if you're north of there, even into Prince George County, excuse me, you'll be in the line of this maybe rotation that could be happening. Let's head back to radar right now, kind of show you what's happening, where this activity is kind of forming. I know I just keep recapping, but again, we did see a break overnight, but we had a lot of activity form towards Richmond over the last hour or so, and we've seen the same areas get under some kind of significant rotation. Really in Caroline County in Virginia, that's where we're seeing most of the activity kind of gain that rotation, and it's lifting northward so fast that it's holding together into Charles County, if not Prince George as well. If you have travel plans to take you anywhere across the area, you're going to be dealing with this risk ongoing for at least 7 a.m. We have that tornado watch. We'll keep you updated if that does get extended. And we still have that heavy rain threat as well. You can see the heaviest of the rain has fallen over the mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains. Areas that certainly needed the rainfall, but maybe not this much rain in a short period of time. We'll be watching that heavy rain threat kind of slowly but surely kind of shift east-northeast here shortly over the course of this morning. And then again, just to recap with Futurecast, we'll have that ongoing tornado threat through about 7 a.m., if not a little bit after that. You can see that this is the area we'll watch here by 9, 10 a.m. We'll get some more rain out there as that line shifts eastward, and that will be ongoing throughout the early afternoon too. If anything, the afternoon hours will certainly start to improve. We're going to keep the gusty winds with us. With a tropical system, we'll typically see that maybe even extended tomorrow. We'll slowly but surely lose the severe weather threat after this morning, and then eventually lose the rain later this evening. Let's head back to that tornado warned storm right now as we hit 6:06. So we still have just under 10 minutes of this tornado warned storm left. We're still seeing that very dark shade of green right there. That really indicates that there's a good chance that we have some kind of rotation with this storm specifically, and that's why it's still under that tornado warning. Thank you, Adam, for circling that right there. Adam, are we seeing any kind of updates yet from the National Weather Service? Anything that they're seeing? Any kind of storm reports coming in?
Nothing on the chat right now. We still have that rotation. They're still monitoring that as well with that, the mixing colors. We have the dark green. We have the white as well. So that mixing is rotation, which is still radar indicated at this time. And let me put a tracker just to the north of that section as well. So 6:12, we still have that warning until 6:15, but you still have to be on guard for Grayton, 6:12 in the morning, and also Doncaster, 6:19, as we head further north into Charles County and northward as well. So we still have to track this warning, even as it's weakening. We could possibly still see some rotation, maybe a touchdown, but right now it is still radar indicated, but we still have to be on the storm until the warning expires at this time.
Thank you, Adam. And just a reminder, with tropical systems, it's hard to really see anything just because when we typically see some kind of rotation, it's usually rain wrapped. There's usually some heavy downpours associated with it. So it's hard to see outside of radar indicated unless there's some kind of significant damage or they see something back in the deep things. So here we go. Storm tracker radar showing we do have those heavy downpours coming in right where we're seeing that rotation. So no surprise right there. Again, this is moving northward so rapidly. And that's why we're watching this very closely, just because it's going to continue to move into the DMV if it does hold together with that significant rotation. If we do have any kind of traffic cameras, I want to heads up to the control room. If you could please pull them up, even if it's anywhere along 95 in Virginia. I'd love to see them. I know there's not a whole lot of rainfall down towards this tornado warned storm along the stretch of I-95 where we might have a traffic camera, but there's something in Virginia. So here we go with a storm tracker radar. You can see where the polygon is still continuing to shift. I think if anything, it may have shifted a little bit north of where it was originally at least put in place. So it looks like it moved a little bit north and a little bit to the east as well. So here we go. Heads up. If you're under this warning, you're still under it for another 6 minutes or so until 6:15. This is where it's heading towards the northeast around 45, 50 miles per hour. So just goes to show you it's moving very fast. Here we go. Heads up in Indian Head around 6:35. Colchester around 6:42 right there. Again, it's gonna